Hello, everyone, and welcome to another bass singer reaction and analysis, a first-time reaction and analysis. So today we're going to be checking out a song from Disney and Pixar's new film, Turning Red, which I have not seen, of course. And there is a boy band in this movie called Four Town, and this is the song, Nobody Like You. Now, what makes this really cool for me is I actually know one of the singers in this group. His name's Topher, and he plays Aaron T, I believe. I think there's also an Aaron Z in there. But he plays Aaron T. Phineas, as in Billie, Eilish, and Phineas, plays another one of the guys in the group. And Billie and Phineas actually, I think, are the ones that wrote the three songs that this group does in the movie. And that's about as far as my research has gone. But you guys know how much I love Billie and Phineas, so I am expecting to absolutely love this song. I'm also obsessed with 90s boy band stuff. I grew up on that stuff. So very excited to see Billie and Phineas and see what they did with this music, trying to kind of emulate that style. And of course, excited to hear my boy Topher sing. He's an absolute mega talent. He's a fellow bass, and I met him the same place I met Bobby and Marwan and Tommy in the Bass Singing Nation Discord server. If you want to join that, there's a link below. So guys, please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. It's absolutely free, takes no time, helps my channel grow. And if you really enjoy what I'm doing, if you're getting a lot of value from my analysis, which I will be doing, I will be pausing to analyze the music and the singing, so prepare yourself. If you're enjoying all that, please consider donating to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. And one more tiny plug, I am raising $12,000 to shoot my first ever big-time professional music video of my recent cover of Enemy by Imagine Dragons. It's totally crazy. It is a combination of my bass vocal stuff, my opera vocal stuff, and my background as a dubstep producer. It's an insane cover. So I will also leave a link below if you would like to donate to my fundraiser. We're over halfway there, and we're going to start filming in about 6 weeks. So without further ado, let's check out Four Towns, Nobody Like You, from Disney Pixar's Turning Red. Topher, shout out to you, man. Excited to hear you on this track.
Met nobody like you. Had friends and I've had buddies. It's true, but they don't turn my tummy the way you do. I never met nobody like you.
Okay. Okay, Billie and Phineas are absolutely nailing 90s boy band vibes. This is like straight up NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. I absolutely love it. So we have this big introduction here where it's like more kind of heavy hitting, and then it pulls back in this first verse for a more intimate vocal setting, not powerhouse vocals yet, and mostly it's just acoustic guitar in the background. There's also an effect on the voice, which I believe it's a high pass filter, meaning it's letting the high frequencies go and it's cutting out the low frequencies. So normally the singer right now, I don't know who's singing right now, but they would have a bit more body, a bit more bass in the sound. Right now the bass frequencies have been removed, so it sounds almost like it's coming through a telephone. That's kind of the same effect a telephone has, a high pass filter. But let's go back and listen to that whole section again and see what else we can pick apart. Talk a little more about the vocalism. We've got like this kind of like electric drum pad, heavy hitting going. We've got these big, harsh attack piano chords, like full hand piano chords. And of course we have the guitar coming in here. Those are the kind of the two main elements of this intro. Then we have some riffing coming on from this initial singer. And vocal riffing is just like when you how to explain? It's in opera it's called coloratura, or it's called runs is another word for them. It's basically when you hear someone kind of noodling around a pitch, like adding more pitches in than if you just sing like do do. Those are like short little riffs. So there's a bit of kind of riff, what I'm guessing is riff improv happening from the singer. You know, they're in the booth recording and they just make up a riff. If you're good at riffing, you just make up good riffs on the spot. It's an innate talent that some singers have, but you can also totally train it to become better at it and more intuitive with it. Let's hear this transition again. There's Aaron Z. Aaron Z. No, I think, what was I reading on the Wikipedia? I think Phineas plays Jesse. I don't know who plays Aaron Z.
I never met nobody like you. Had friends and I've had buddies. It's true.
So this is like very light, kind of in your ear singing. Never met nobody. Never met nobody. They're doing an octave higher. Clearly, a tenor voice is starting out this song here, but it's very soft. The vocal folds aren't getting a ton of closure. When that happens, you get a much more brighter, stronger sound. It's very kind of, it's how all these songs started back in the '90s. They start from a place of like intimate vocalism, and then it of course grows into this like huge thing with big belting and stuff like that. So it's a good place to start. It allows the song a place to go vocally, and of course instrumentally we only have this acoustic guitar happening.
They don't turn my tummy the way you do.
Plus some electronic drum samples as well.
Like you. You never know on my mind. Oh my. Oh my, I'm never not by your side, your side, your side. I'm never gonna let you cry, oh cry, don't cry. I'm never not be alright, oh die, alright.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, so here we have these big harmonies happening where it sounds like probably all, are there 5 or 4? 410, you would think there's 4 singers, but I don't remember if there's 4 or 5. Anyway, most of them are here singing at the same time. It's a big chorus moment. They're all doing harmonies. But I want to go back to the start of that chorus. I think this is the chorus, because there's a really cool bass line happening. And you guys know how I love the bass lines.
Nobody like you.
Oh, that's so cool. It's like a nice electronic bass. Listen to that. That's such a nice effect, a nice addition to this section.
You never know on my mind. Oh my, oh my. I'm never not by your side, your side, your side. I'm never gonna let you cry, oh cry, don't cry. I'm never not be alright.
I think we have 3 harmonies happening right there.
Let's call it what it is, it's a masterpiece. Got a whole lot of love for them city streets. Tonight is the place to be. Got a big boombox and a new CD.
Come on, everybody, let's tear it up. If you want mad skills, you can share with us. I want everybody to stop and stare, and you know why it's me.
Man, this is so fantastic. So this is great, and this is something, the groups in the 90s did sometimes have more rap-like breakdowns, but I know Billy and Phineas have gotten a lot of influence from rap and hip-hop, so it makes sense that they would want to put that in, they would want to make a section of that in their songs they're making for Disney here. And it also, again, adding to what I said earlier about contrast, if you put a rap section, or a rap-like section, into this 90s boy band pop music, it presents a lot of contrast. Whereas if you had another tenor soloist jump in and sing the same kind of melody they did in the first verse, much less interesting. But now we have the first verse, that kind of intimate through the phone singing, then the chorus with the big harmonies, and now the second verse where it's more like a rap section. We've already gone all over the musical map, and it's super interesting and engaging. Let's go back and see what else is happening in this section. I won't go back the whole way.
Them city streets. Tonight is the place to be. Got a big boombox and a new CD.
Come on, everybody, let's tear it up. If you want mad skills,
bass line still going?
I want everybody to stop and stare, and you know why it's me. Woo!
It's too good.
Yeah.
Let's go. You're never not on my mind. Oh my.
Oh my God, it's so catchy.
Never not by your side. Your side. Your side. I'm never gonna let you cry. Oh cry. No cry. I'll never not be alright. Alright.
So I can attest to the fact that people go this nuts for pop singers at concerts. I actually just saw Billie when she was in Philadelphia on, I think it was February 13th. Absolutely incredible show. It was a dream of mine to see her perform live with Phineas. And I can attest to people bawling their eyes out and screaming. And this is not an exaggerated thing. People really do go this crazy at concerts. I didn't go this crazy, but I was probably pretty close. I was very excited to be there. I need to see this movie. All right, so that was another breakdown section. Not much singing really happening. There was mostly the kind of background beats. I do like throughout the whole chorus, raps, and whole rap section, and maybe even the section following that, they had that cool bass line going. So it seems like once they hit the first chorus, they kind of found that groove, at least with the background, with the bass and the drums. And they're switching around harmonies, they're switching around soloists, but they kind of lay the backbone for the song starting right on that first chorus. Like I said, and you can kind of hear it in the intro too. The intro with the big piano hits and the electronic drums, also kind of that vibe, pulls back in that first verse, and then we get back into the kind of backbone. But let's go back and just see if we can pick apart what else is happening here in this breakdown section. So it really is pretty much all drums and this like you and this vocal sample being played over again. There's a few, more effects thrown in the background. I'll highlight one that was just happening a second ago. But for the most part, it is a pretty stripped down section where it's just the drums and this vocal sample. You guys hear that? Listen to that. That's a cool sample thrown in there. Okay, that's kind of a perfect illustration of how that sound effect works. Sometimes you'll watch in movies where you'll see someone listening to music on their headphones, and they'll have it so you can hear it more than you could in real life, and they'll have it in this kind of high-pass filter where you don't hear any of the bass. It's just this very thin sound, like it's coming through a telephone. This is a perfect example of that, because the kid here is actually listening, just like I was saying, music on their headphones, and they're letting us know what she's listening to, but it's a very thin, kind of tweedy sound because there's no low frequency in it. So that's cool. Another kind of new, and we are back to this kind of this intimate vocal setting where we started on that first verse.
I've never known nobody like you. Had friends and I've had
It sounds like beatboxing. It doesn't even sound like real drums there. Listen to that. I mean, I know the sound is thinned out, which inherently strips some of that chord legit drum sounds anyway, but that sounds interesting. I wonder if there's a little kind of a cappella section. Totally, that's a little a cappella section. Bow, 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 bow. You've got a kind of electronic guitar, bow, 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 and then you got the drums hitting. Is there bass in there? No bass. Oh. There are some harmonies in there. Cool. Now this is interesting because there's so much you can do with soundscape and atmosphere when you're doing the audio engineering. So like we have for most of the song, you kind of feel like you're in the arena with them because you hear the screaming fans and it's these big powerful sounds. But then we go to this bedroom scene, and now for the last 5 seconds or so, we're back in the arena scene, but we're still hearing the audio from the bedroom soundscape. So that's just it's kind of not jarring is not the right word, but there's this like cognitive dissonance between what you're seeing here, like this big arena performance, and we're still hearing this kind of like miniature-sized a cappella breakdown of this song. Now I guess maybe because she's imagining it, so she's still in the bedroom imagining this happen. That's my best guess. Oh yeah, okay.
Oh my, I'm never not by your side, your side, your side.
Your side.
I'm never gonna let you cry, oh cry, don't cry. I'll never not be your ride, alright, alright.
Alright. Hey, so there's a kind of a bass line in there. Not super low, of course. I think just down to an A2. Alright.
You're never not on my mind, oh my, oh my. I'm never not by your side, your side, your side. I'm never gonna let you cry, oh cry, don't cry. I'll never not be your ride, alright, alright.
Oh man, that's it. Ooh, super short. Wow, super short. Disney does that though. They know how to really keep your attention for just long enough. Whoa, what a super fun, catchy song. Topher, I wish, well, maybe you did have one of those solos. I'm not sure who is Aaron T, because like I said, I haven't seen the movie. But great to hear you in this, even if I didn't get to hear you as a solo line. I'm sure there will be moments elsewhere in these other songs as I work my way through them and see the show. But so proud of you, man. So happy for you for getting this incredible opportunity. It's just fantastic, and you deserve it. You seriously deserve it. All right, guys, this was Nobody Like You from Turning Red. The group, I believe, is called Four Town, if I have that right. This boy band in the movie. Really, really fun. So cool that Billy and Phineas were the ones that made this. I bet they had an absolute blast, and they just really nailed the 90s boy band feel right from the first beat. It is like, yep, here we are, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, you name it. I'm Team Backstreet Boys. They're my favorite. Not even close. I love them. NSYNC's great, but I'm Team Backstreet Boys for sure. Really, really awesome. All right, well, this has been kind of a continuation of the journey I started with Encanto, breaking down Disney music, because I love Disney music, always have. And it's kind of a new thing that I'm branching into, and it seems to have gotten a lot of really positive response from you guys who want to know more about, what's going on musically in all these songs. This one, of course, the thing about the 90s boy bands, pretty much nothing super complex about it. It is very formulaic in the way that, in just how one song is made compared to the next, somewhat predictable, but it's also really catchy and fun and memorable. And when it comes down to it, that's what makes popular music. Do people remember it? Do people memorize the words easily? Do people feel like they need to move when it comes on? This checks all those boxes perfectly. And it's a formula I'm so glad that Billy and Phineas stuck to, because it works. It really works, and it makes for really fun, really good music. Awesome. I need to check out this movie. I'll probably check out the other songs first, like I did for Encanto, or I did 2 of them. We Don't Talk About Bruno and Surface Pressure. Then I watched the movie. But for stuff like this, I like being able to do it first time, so you guys can see what I'm thinking in real time as it's happening. So, guys, if you enjoyed, please like the video. Please subscribe to my channel. It's free. It takes no time. And if you're really enjoying this, please subscribe to my Patreon, or join my Patreon family for as little as $1 a month. And if you want to donate to my new music video fundraiser, I will leave a link below. And that will be coming out in probably a few months. And I'm super excited about it. Had a big creative meeting with the producer yesterday morning, and we are pumped. The whole team's pumped. It's going to be awesome. So I would appreciate any support you guys can throw me in that regard. And until next time, this has been another Bass Singer First Time Reaction and Analysis. And I will see y'all for the next one. Bye-bye.